Call me
Hobby Scott! Eat my ass!
Oh my god, that was a. I forgot I had my the audio on the stream going, and I was picking up my desktop audio, so it was. I'm sorry, chat. That was.
It's just a rookie mistake.
I know, right? I'm getting a little bit better at being more consistent with that, but. Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Game of Yeah. It's the best Game of Thrones podcast around. Tell your friends about it because it is literally the best. So
It's actually not bad, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I am Tyler Aiden, first of his name, King of Nothing, and yeah.
I am Eric Skagborn, second of his name, and King of Chonke.
I am Ashley Choir High, final of his name, and about to go eat a cookie.
Yeah, so I just wanted to start off with your guys' general impressions of Season 8, Episode 2. The total episode, I need to remind you guys, was 69.
That's good.
Yep.
Honestly, here's
moments.
literally what I think about that episode. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just, hold on. Just, It was a really drinkable episode.
Yeah, no, they were just all cracking one with the boys. Ashley,
Everyone was.
Yeah. Even Arya was cracking one with the boys, if you know what I mean.
Arya was getting cracked by a boy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ashley, your thoughts on the episode?
Here's a cookie.
Can you take this seriously for 1 second?
Yeah, man.
No.
Do the cookie shit with our other podcast, man. We're get shit done.
Yeah. I was very happy with this episode.
Oh my god.
But I think that Arya got drinkable with the wrong dude.
What?
You just think Arya's gay. That's like, I get it.
He wants Arya to be drinkable with him only because she's a very androgynous 13-year-old looking boy.
Yeah.
No.
That's his type, honestly.
No,
Nope.
it definitely is.
You would have done really well back then because I think you can just get away with that sort of stuff. Like, no one really did anything.
Yeah.
Yikes. Y'all wanna... Yikes.
So, picking back up on the topic of, you know, the sing around the campfire, get drunk, being on the battlefields, anxious as shit, or
Thank God they didn't
plowed.
bring Ed Sheeran back into this one.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Well, how would you have spent your last day, your presumed last day in Winterfell, guys? I definitely would have been one just like hanging around the campfire, getting drunk with Tormund and Jaime Lannister. Think about that group though. That was such an interesting group of people.
But they're not... Tormund, definitely. Jaime's like a wet towel. Same with Brienne. Definitely Tyrion. And Podrick.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It was just like but like, think about it. 2 Lannister brothers, a wildling, a new knight, the first female knight in the Seven Kingdoms, and also Pod, who also has the voice of an angel, apparently. That's probably how he got all those King's Landing ladies.
Those women. Yeah, man.
I can see it.
It's either that or he just has like a log for a dick. I'm not really sure.
Maybe both. Maybe his dick sings too. I can
Skin flute.
just yeah. Yeah, I think I probably wouldn't be plowing. Well, if I've never plowed before, maybe. But
You don't think you'd be plowing?
I don't think so.
Do you think you would try like butt stuff? Be like, you know, this is the last chance I got. Like, what if?
Maybe I would consider it. My thing.
But then you'd
is,
feel
like,
weird for the battle. You go into the battle and you're like kind of cross-legged.
So I'd probably be too anxious about dying to even have sex.
Oh yeah, no, you could. Oh, I was thinking butt stuff. You probably couldn't relax your booty hole.
Oh yeah, probably not. Not unless I was. I was getting drunk first with the campfire bros.
Yeah.
I think
And
the fireplace was probably the place to be. You wouldn't want to be on the wall with the Hound and Barrack.
yeah. Yeah,
I'm very convinced Tyler would actually just be throwing up somewhere. He is very good at throwing up.
He was so anxious he throws up.
Actually, you're moving around so much that I had to keep centering
Why are you where you are?
I noticed that you guys were still feeding back through the audio, so
It's
I
insane
pulled
to me.
Dude, just turn your headphones down.
In
No.
some time, man, we gotta work with you on this because it's honestly insane.
No, it's better now. Like I'm looking at the audio feed right now, and it's not pulling you guys in. So this is
Okay,
good.
that's fine.
um, yeah. So what was
Wait,
your?
I wanted to say where I was going to be.
Okay, yeah. Where would you be?
I'd find a way to like work a Bran and just ask him a fucking bunch of shit. Basically, I want to out awkward Bran. That's my goal.
I think Bran would just tell you that he wouldn't have time for your shit.
Yeah.
Like,
What's he gonna do? Walk away?
Well, I guess we don't know if he can use his arms yet. I was gonna say he could push himself away.
I hear that there's a special report coming up from a friend of ours about new updates on Bran's arm usage. So stay tuned for that for sure.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that report. Also, I don't think the castles back then were built in a way for wheelchairs. Like, there's nothing handicap accessible.
Yeah.
Who carried him?
No, he's definitely just like around the courtyard. I bet they had a wheelchair upstairs and then like one in the courtyard where they just had like
Yeah.
Sansa carrying Bran. I like to think it was Sansa too because like
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know why, but
if we're done with that topic, there's a lot of cool scenes in this. Which scenes do you want to talk about? Because I've been reading a lot about the scene between Sansa and Daenerys, but I don't know if that's like that interesting to talk about actually.
no, do you think Sansa was baiting Daenerys? Like
Yeah.
trying to see like she was like trying to pull a little finger, trying to see like, all right, well
I think Sansa definitely just fucked Daenerys.
yeah.
Like
Dude.
she knew exactly what she was doing.
Mm-hmm. She knew exactly what she was doing. She put her in check, and then instead of like losing the game, Daenerys just walked away.
Yeah.
She was like, "Hey, what about the North? Like, we're not gonna kneel to you when this is all over." And then Daenerys' true intentions were like kind of peeking back out. She did make a good point though about like how she wasn't really the one that baited Jon. Jon kind of baited her, like just to like give up everything that you've been working for your entire life to.
Who legitimately thought that she baited Jon?
I guess Sansa.
Like that doesn't make sense to me because like the power difference between those two, there's only one way that the baiting could happen, and it's
Yeah.
Jon baiting her.
Yeah, definitely. And like Jon's a bastard who has like no claim. Yeah, he's like king in the North, air quotes, but
I think you mean Ward of the North.
Yeah.
yeah, Warden of the North. Now he is, but
Damn, that was cold, man.
yeah, poor Jon. It's like also he has it's a very stark thing, or just kind of jumping around here. Stark thing to tell someone something so important at literally the worst time. Do you
Yeah.
think that he could have like waited a little bit, like right before they're about to like go out into battle?
No, that was crazy though. Like that was how many seasons in the making has that information been available or like been hinted at, then available to us and no one else, and then available to most people but not the most important people.
Mm-hmm.
And then now everybody knows.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
Like-
That's the big kind of arc of the story. Like ever since the first episode when Ned is talking to our boy Bobby B about, Lyanna Stark and how much Bobby B loved Lyanna Stark, and even like during the conversation when they're just like getting chunky together and Baratheon is like, yeah, I'll kill every single Targaryen I ever see. You can see it on. I'm pretty sure they told like Sean Bean like that
Yeah,
whole.
he was the only one who knew. I
Yeah,
think I know
yeah.
what you're talking about. Yeah,
Because you can
they're
see it
like,
on his face, like when he was saying
yeah,
that, he kind of got like a stomach kind of dropped, and no, that ever since the first episode that was hinted at, and the seeds were planting, and all like kind of led up to that moment right there. I mean, you can say it led up to the moment when John was told by Sam last episode, but I also think that this was the moment.
I
I also,
mean, it was. There's two moments. Like both of them
yeah,
need to know because Daenerys now, like, I was so pissed. I was waiting for John to just be like, "When have I ever cared about the throne?" Or just be like, "Fuck the throne," because that's all he needed to say
yeah,
before that happened. Or like, why couldn't he say that in the stairs? They're like, someone comes down to get them, and they're like, "We gotta go," and they're like, "Okay," and they're walking back, and John's just like, "By the way, fuck the throne. I don't give a shit about the throne."
yeah. It's
Like,
like, when this is all over, the throne's yours. Like I just want
yeah,
to
that's all you have
I
to
just want
say.
to,
But
yeah. No, I totally agree. I think it's funny though, like how Danny reacted. It's like, all right, one, I could be mad about how I fucked my nephew. Two, I can be mad about how everything I know is a lie. Or three, I can be mad because your claim is higher than mine.
yeah,
It's another thing, like kind of like poking at like Danny's like not true intentions, but like kind of some deep-seated roots of like her priorities that are
did
not
you
necessarily good.
have you ever heard of a ruler of the Seven Kingdoms being a pair of rulers, being a king and a queen, like of equal power?
I don't. Well, I'd have to do some like research, but I don't think so. I think
Some people ship that idea, but it's kind of hard to like believe that both of them will make it through this whole season.
Yeah, I think if I was a betting man, I would bet that both of them would make it through.
You are a betting man. You literally have money on this.
I have, and I betted that both of them would make it through because choosing one, it's game theory that I'm not going to get into, but like choosing one of them, assuming that one of them will live, choosing both of them to live is the better option. So
Yeah, I don't know. We don't have to get into that. I do think that it's really cool that Sansa is like the chess master now.
yeah,
A lot of things I've been reading online about how Sansa might be the final person to be on the throne. It actually makes me feel like that would be a good ending in my opinion.
yeah.
Like
No,
even though she's not a rightful heir, she's a worthy heir.
yeah, no, I agree, and I think that she's learned a lot from Cersei and Littlefinger. She's Tyrion. Like, if you think about like all the people that she's connected with literally all the smartest people that have ever had any kind of connection to the throne. She's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
learned from all those people, and that's stuff that Danny or John they don't have. All they have is really their title, their name, and
Well, John has
much
leading the
else.
wildlings,
That's
but that's
true.
about it.
I think John still is his father's son. Like, I think he's kind of
Yeah.
like a little bit of a pushover. I think he's good for, being the warden of the North. I don't think he would be a great.
He's too trusting in other people's like honor.
Yeah, and I mean that's how he got stabbed in the chest 5 times. Well, probably like
Yeah.
15 times. But
Yeah.
I think,
Something.
go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Something else that some people pointed out with the whole Sansa thing is like at the beginning of this series, or like when everyone's getting hyped for this series, everyone's like, "What the fuck Sansa gonna do though?" Like we have some great fighters and some really smart minds, and then there's Sansa. Like what's she supposed to do against the fight for the North? And so I think she's definitely doing a lot of scheming and conniving to like
Mhm.
use that political experience she has.
My first initial I like wrote some plot lines throughout the year of like how I see Game of Thrones ending, and one of the plot lines I had was Danny and John being basically kidnapped by the Golden Company during the War of Winterfell, and then Sansa dying in episode 4, like being skinned alive by Cersei, and like having John have to watch that. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Sansa's going to like survive this season for sure. because I like you said, I didn't really see a point of Sansa. Like I thought, like the best kind of way to use her character is to kill her.
Yeah.
So, like, going off of that idea, though, theoretically, so when Cersei shows up, she'll have the Golden Company that she paid for by the Lannisters, right? So, if Cersei dies, does the Golden Company still have to fight, or do they fight for, like, Jaime?
So the Golden Company is actually not Cersei's. It's
Euron's.
Euron.
Euron. Oh.
Yeah.
I thought the Golden Company was, like, sort of like the Unsullied, like a purchased navy.
Yeah, Euron's the one who went and like paid for them.
Oh,
So
okay.
like, I'm pretty sure it's like on paper bound to Euron.
So if Euron died, then would Theon or his sister basically, like, because if Winterfell falls, then one of their routes is to go by sea because the Whites can't swim, supposedly. So if they had the Golden Company available,
I think
then potentially important people could escape.
I think the Golden Company more as a single person. Like, you know how they have allegiance, they can be paid to do certain things, but at the end of the day they have their own kind of like morale, they have their own kind of agenda, and also like their own like line of who do we owe? Like who has our back and who do we have? And I read somewhere, I'm trying to look it up, about how the Golden
Are you talking about the Blackfish theory or whatever it is?
Maybe. Basically how the Golden Company owes more to the North than they do to Cersei and Euron. So this is just them having there's like maybe a ploy for them to betray Cersei, which is really the only way I can foresee kind of them winning King's Landing. Like, say they retreat to King's Landing and Cersei decides to declare war on those coming from the North. I think the only way they win is if the Golden Company betrays Cersei. Because they have...
I mean, to be fair, though, they don't have elephants, so...
They don't have elephants. How sad is that, though?
Okay.
But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the North has a chance against King's Landing if they have to retreat?
I said this before in our group chat, but like I think the North's kind of fucked because they're breaking all of the rules about war. Like, 1, don't fight a war on 2 fronts. 2, don't attack harsh environments in their harshest moments. And like having to fight the real North in the dead of winter is going to be heckin' dangerous. So I think there's not a lot of hope for our boys in Winterfell.
They also have stuff going for them, though, like fighting on your own ground. They have a castle.
Yeah.
They don't have numbers, but they have tacticians.
Yeah, I think...
I don't know. If you were to ask that one Chinese war master dude, Sun Tzu would be like, yeah, they're probably fucked. But I don't know if it's like fair to say.
Sun Tzu also didn't have dragons. So.
Yeah, or elephants. Oh wait, maybe he did.
he might have had.
He probably had elephants.
Yeah. So I'm worried. I'm really concerned that there's a high chance of some Deus Ex Machina where like it looks like they're gonna lose, and for all intents and purposes they should lose, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, the Golden Company was on their side all along, and boom, they win. Or like
somehow
basically,
I just knew. I knew
that?
you were gonna say Deus Ex Machina in this podcast. I knew it.
He said that yesterday during when I was hanging out with him.
So like, I'm just worried because it happened even, what was it, like
Battle
season
of the
3?
Bastards.
Yeah, Battle of the Bastards. And then also the battle against the Wildlings when Stannis came in out of nowhere. Like, it's just like...
I think that's important storytelling. Like, you have to withhold information from the, like, the viewer in order to
Surprise is a good way of
it's
doing
like
it.
surprise and like get some
Also,
suspense.
so
you
you
can
said
have it
you
as
named
long as
three
it's like.
things, but like, is it really that frequently that they do that? Like, they
I
also
mean,
give you
two
a lot
major
of
battles.
yeah, but like those two major battles spanned generously 2 episodes in each time, and then every other episode has a lot of like dialogue and human contact that does not go against that, or that does go against that. So like, there's no saving grace. Like, that's what happens, and then that's what everyone like operates on. So there's no like someone coming in and be like, actually, that's not true, you know?
Yeah, like even with so many things like the Ned Stark murder, like we all kind of like felt, all right, shit, he's gonna die. Like,
Yeah, I was like, surely someone's gonna come in as the voice of reason to like show.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been cases where they didn't do that. And there's ways you can still keep secrets like that. Like, you just have to set it up, like, ahead of time. Like, they know early on that Stannis is going to come out of nowhere and save them. So you can drop subtle hints, like, talk about, like, Stannis raising an army, or subtly drop somewhere that Stannis might be heading north. Like, you can do a whole bunch of things like that make it so it's not the case. But if it's
hold on, pause. I totally argue that in the Battle of the Bastards, all the seeds for Sansa working with Peter Baelish were planted. That like you kind of just assumed that was going to happen. Like I do not think that was at all a Deus Ex Machina or whatever.
I think I was surprised, but I also think I'm pretty stupid when it comes to shows, and I just forgot.
Yeah, I definitely think Game of Thrones does a really good job at hinting at your suspicions, but also making them just suspicions. You know?
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think they'll probably have to they'll probably lose this battle. They'll probably lose most of those main characters. I think probably Jaime will die, Brienne will die, maybe Grey Worm will die, Pod definitely. You can't have such a beautiful voice and a huge cock and then not die. So like
now that we're not talking about the like future of Winterfell, I do want to bring up that last episode. Tyler, you were very much in the camp that Arya would not Berber, and I was very much in the camp that Arya totally would Berber. And I want to take a moment to just say that you were wrong and I was right.
Give me proof of me saying that she would not Berber.
You were like, I don't. It doesn't seem like it. You're like, she's not the type of person who would. Like, she seems like a changed woman and all that stuff. And I called Gendry and Arya. I was like, as soon as they showed up on screen, I was like, they're fucking this season. I don't care what. Like, that's definitely happening.
I think I brought up definite sexual tension between the two.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like you were probably right, but I don't know.
There's that. I wanted to clap back to you on that one, and then I wanted to also bring up.
I'm dodging that clap back.
you got slapped by that shit. Don't even. I also wanted to bring up the clap back that fucking Bran gave Jaime. Because was that spicy?
What we do for love, dudes.
That. Oh, and no one fucking noticed anything, and it didn't even cut to Jaime like looking at him, but it just felt so good for everyone. Was probably just like, Bran's fucking crazy, like he just says shit now.
Yeah, like,
and no one
trusts
knew.
what Bran says unless it's about me being king. That's all. Like, yeah, no, I totally agree.
It felt good to hear that.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, I guess. One of my theories, though, was that you know, if they break up the kingdoms at the end, say like they win and they break up the kingdoms at the end, Arya, Gendry, boom, they're getting like whatever the Baratheon kingdom was.
A castle.
Yeah.
Baratheon.
I'm looking it up right now. What kingdom? The Stormlands.
Yeah, that's right.
The Crownlands?
The Crownlands is where King's Landing is. It's probably the
so
Stormlands.
Lord
Can we-
of Storm's End. Yeah, so Storm's End.
Can we take a second to
Mm.
be sad about the fucking tragedy it was that Renly died and didn't get to continue to bless us with his beautiful face?
So
Was it
Ashley, you should rank all the male characters by attractiveness.
Give us like a top 5.
Give us a top 5 for sure.
Top 5? Oh, God. So, Renly for sure is up there.
Give him a number.
I remember some characters first.
We're a
Gotta-
numbers podcast now.
Yeah. Definitely not the one that our one pal was in love with.
Wow. Who are you talking about?
We're handing the baton to you, man. Don't drop it.
I believe in you.
No, stop. Take it back. We're just gonna put Renly.
What about
Ned, John?
Ned? Ned Umber?
No, Stark.
Wait,
That'll be 10 years, son.
dude, pre or post White Walker boy?
No, don't. Okay, take this shit seriously, dude. I don't. You can put John in there if you want, but like you got to include like Jamie's like has a jawline that goes on forever.
Yeah.
And especially in the later episodes when he's not like super preppy, he's got like a real masculine looking face. Like he's probably in an ad for fucking like men cologne.
I would say, I hate to say this, but Ramsay Bolton.
No.
Ramsay's dude,
No.
yes.
No.
Yes.
I actually
No.
thought Rob Stark wasn't bad looking either.
Oh yeah, Rob Stark.
Oh yeah, Rob was killing it.
Rob was better than John for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely
was-
Rick on for sure.
Dick on?
Tick on and work on. Wait. What is that I hear? Guys, I think
Beep, 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 beep,
I think we're getting
beep,
a-
beep, beep, beep.
we're getting a special forecast. Hold on.
That fucking photo.
Yeah. Oh, I don't.
What's happening, Ashley? Is this the guest that we have coming on?
Yeah, but I didn't think our guest would take this long to show up. It's kind of insulting.
He was just in the
honestly.
back, I thought. Like, I think he was just hanging out at Tyler's.
Hello.
Oh hey, he's back.
Hello. This is Doug Matthews coming at you live from Skagos Island. We have some breaking news for you. It turns out Bran Stark can use his arms. Breaking
What?
news, Bran Stark can use his arm. In Season 8, Episode 2, we saw him lift up his arms, pull up his sleeve, and show them where the bad White Walker man touched him. Breaking news.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Doug Matthews. Now back at the studio. Now, Ashley, that's some very intense news. In the past, we had a very lively debate on whether or not Bran could use his arms. In the case where he couldn't, I was of the mind where Hodor helped him with everything, including jacking off and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it turns out he doesn't. But we don't know if his PP works, though, right?
Yeah.
So that's now another question. Top 10 question scientists still can't answer.
Beyond that, too, like Bran was like, "Hey, the Night King always knows where I am. This is his mark on my arm. I can kind of feel it a little bit." Do you think like if he's shaking his arm real fast, like the Night King just like feels that or like feels a little disoriented? He's like, "Why do I feel just a little exhausted?"
So do you think if Bran jacks off, the Night King also feels his pee-pee a little bit?
Actually, I have a user submitted question from my brother Jake, and he asks if Bran wargs into a person and makes them suck him off, does he still feel it, like in his own body?
I think it's a timing issue. I think if you warg out right before climax, and like right when they're like about to just yeah, it's definitely a timing issue. He has to work back into himself in order to feel the climax and also have enough time for them to finish.
So when he's warged in, he only feels a dick in his mouth for the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as the brand body, he doesn't feel anything. So he'd have to warg out and then immediately start processing the fact that he's near climax. And regardless of what the other person do, still achieve it. That's the answer.
So maybe he
Wait.
can't even get it up if he doesn't feel the sensation of.
How
Well,
quickly?
no, that's not true because you can, if you're passed out, like if you're totally
That's
blackout
true.
drunk, you can still get an erection.
Even
Like
like
it's,
in your sleep too. That
yeah,
happens.
it's not like it sometimes is just a thing that like your body will do.
And I think there's some like. I bet there's some kind of like residual feeling between the Night King and or not Night King, Bran, and when he's warged into someone else.
Yeah, he's got to feel something to like know. Well, no, he doesn't because if you remember when he was first learning, that guy was teaching him, and they're like, "We have to keep him safe. He's warged right now. Like he doesn't know what's happening."
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. How quickly do you think he can warg in and out? Because like how like if you move like a stick in front of a light fast enough, you can kind of see it in multiple places at once. Like if Bran could warg in and out quickly enough, yeah, exactly like that. It
Yeah.
could be like him feeling and also giving the blow at the same time.
I'm blind now. Fuck.
I think honestly, I think we're onto something here, but the fact remains that this is a question scientists still can't answer. Like we don't know.
Don't worry, guys. I'll get my boy Doug Matthews on it, and he'll have a special report for you next time around.
We'll let him do some research, some field research.
Yeah, I have a very important question for you guys. If you were Brienne, would you let Tormund suck your giant's milk?
Why not? Actually, no. I don't think she will.
don't think
Yeah.
so.
So, is it if I was Brienne, or do you think Brienne would?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're getting a special report again.
He needs to work on getting Doug Matthews out here quicker.
You know, like
So hard.
like in America's Got Talent, there's people who are like the world's fastest clothes changers. Like they can change in like
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
We need Tyler to start practice doing that.
Hello, this is Doug Matthews coming back to you live from the Skagos Post. Just wanted to peep in here and let you guys know that if I was Brienne, I would definitely suck, or I would let Tormund suck my giant's titty 10 times over, even when he was 10. Back to you, folks.
Thank you, Doug. If I was Brienne, I probably wouldn't. I think knowing how she operates, she would wait. If King's Landing doesn't fall and they're both alive, there's a chance she would, I think. Like if she witnessed him being honorable.
Yeah.
But the reason she's so like wet for Jaime is because she watched Jaime learn honor, and like
Yeah.
that really
Bought
did
a
it for
bear
her.
for her, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think
As Jamie's dying, assuming Brienne lives, I really want Jamie to like give Brienne his little hand and be like, "Take this to remember me," and then she just kind of uses his
Yeah. A
It's got a lot
marital.
of fingers. You can do whatever with that.
do you guys think Jamie's gonna die next episode?
No.
I think he will. I think he'll die in the arm. Well, there was a prophecy about him dying in the arms of the woman he loves, and he has to be on part of Brienne's battlements, like on her side. So I think an honorable death for him would just be dying in Winterfell and having him die in the arms of Brienne. Calling it. Put it down.
I honestly like this podcast is fun, but as someone who doesn't know any prophecies, it can be very draining sometimes. Like there's just a prophecy for everything with you guys, I swear.
There is. There's like the Valonqar, which is all like prophesizing Cersei's death, and then prophesizing
Prince of
Jaime's
Promise.
death, and yeah, no, I agree.
Azor Ahai.
Azor Ahai, yes.
Yeah, do you guys want to talk about that?
Yes.
Yeah, we should actually talk a couple serious points.
We've talked about some serious stuff. We stopped this one last time for in the interest of time, but we can get to it now because I think there was. Well, Tyler, why don't you describe what?
So the Azor Ahai is a prophesized man or woman. Since it's in Valyrian, it's gender neutral.
Progressive.
Yeah, very progressive. Go Valyria. About a person who will save the kingdom from the Long Night. And in the past, there was the Azor Ahai, and it's also mixed between the Azor Ahai and the Prince that was promised. I like to just combine them both into one theory because one kind of stems through Valyria. The other one, I think, goes from like Westeros. So like they're basically the same guy.
Or girl.
And
Or Zer.
the first prince that was promised was the one who saved Westeros from the first Long Night, like 5,000 years ago or whatever. And he like tempered a sword by stabbing it, or not dabbing it, stabbing it into the heart of the woman he loved, and was able to create a sword that could kill the White Walkers or whatever. So it's also prophesized that that is going to happen again this season, where there'll be a warrior or warrioress that will basically be the one to kill the Night King and stop the Long Night. So, is it Dany? Is it Jon? Is it Bran? Is it Jorah Mormont? There's also a couple other... hold on.
How could it not be Bran?
So
Bran doesn't love anyone. Prophecy requires killing someone you love.
it doesn't require you killing someone you love. I'm pulling up the exact kind of criteria. One
there's
is like
more than just that.
being born under a bleeding star, or a red star or something. So that doesn't really apply to Dany, but when she was reborn, when she like went into the fire and came out with the dragons, there was the bleeding star that came across the sky. So maybe like her rebirth in that way could prophesize her being the Azor Ahai. Or Jon, when Eddard Stark killed, was it Arthur Dane or whatever? He had like a sword called like the Dawn or something, which had like a red star on it, and it was very well placed in the scene where it was like right against the bedspread, like up, like leaning against kind of like the bed. So like Jon being born under that kind of leads to him being the Azor Ahai. Okay, yeah. Here it is. There will come a day after a long summer when the star bleeds, the cold breath of darkness falls heavy on the world, and in the dread hour the warrior shall draw from the fire a burning sword, and the sword shall be Lightbringer, the red sword of heroes, and he who collapses it shall be Azor Ahai come again, and the darkness shall flee before him. So basically, being born under the bleeding star is like the big one.
Okay.
So
it's definitely not Bran. I was like, the way you said it made me think, because Bran's goal is also to stop the Long Night as the Three-Eyed Raven. Well, that's not what he is now. Mm-hmm. Why did he... Okay, this is kind of a tangent. Why did he say that the Night King sent multiple Three-Eyed Ravens to him? Does that mean other wargs?
I thought he said that he's tried to get to multiple Three-Eyed Ravens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
I think he's tried.
Anyways.
Yeah.
The fact that Bran's goal is like the same thing made me think that it's like had to be him.
Yeah, and like prophecies are so like, they're worded so ambiguously that it could be anyone. It could be Jorah because you could say that he was reborn when he saw Danny come out with the dragons. Like, you know, that's when he decided that he wasn't going to spy for Baratheon anymore, and that he was going to actually work with Danny.
Yeah.
So people think it's Jorah.
Who was actually born underneath a burning star? Was there anyone?
I don't think there was anyone born during that time, because that was the very end of season 1 is when that bleeding star was shown. But it could be both. I mean, maybe it's both John and Danny, Don and Janny. But
so I think there was like some developments in this last episode about that though, right?
explain.
I was hoping you knew. I remembered reading something about how the Azor Ahai. I might have sent it to our group. Let me check.
Yeah. The only thing I can see maybe is like how John theoretically stabbed Daenerys with a sword. That could have been just his word of him having proper claim. But then that sword being, I don't fucking know, dude. You can twist anything into something related to a prophecy.
Oh, it was this article that I found on Polygon about how the song Podrick sings was
Oh yeah,
Oh,
prophesizing
yeah.
something.
a
Jenny's
nod
song,
to
right?
prophecy.
Prophecy.
Let me see if I can find the lyrics to it. Here, the full lyrics to Jenny's song.
I know it's
High in the
part
halls
book.
of the kings who are gone. Some of it was part of the book, and then they added some, I think.
Yeah.
That's what they said. High in the halls of the kings who are gone, Jenny would dance with her ghosts, the ones she had lost and the ones she had found, and the ones who had loved her the most. The ones who had been gone for so very long, she couldn't remember their names. They spun around her on the damp old stone, spun away all her sorrow and pain, and she never wanted to leave. That was repeated. So I don't think it was about the Azor Ahai. This was about the prophecy.
Maybe
Oh no, it
just,
is. Okay, so it's the prophecy of the prince that was promised. So it's an indirect reminder of the events that led to John and Danny's births.
Does the article give you more explanation?
It's a pretty long article, yeah. If you guys can fill a little bit, I'll read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, I think a really good point we can talk about. So we had a couple of our friends ask us some questions, and one that I think is very obvious and very annoying is like not the question, but the setup is what's going to happen in the crypts. And so to me, it's like almost for sure a guarantee that like the people, like they're putting all the vulnerable people in a place literally full of dead bodies. And big ol' icy boy is really good at making dead bodies turn into murder machines.
Yeah. I can see that happening. I mean, like, Arya is running through the crypts. So, I mean, like, if she's in the crypts and dead start rising, then that's serious business. But also, it kind of, I don't know, to me, whites seem like pretty weak. Like, they just seem like pretty weak infantrymen or whatever. So, it's like, if they're dug pretty deep down there, I don't know.
But there's hundreds of people in the crypts. Like,
that's true.
Like the crypts go back like since the first
yeah.
men. Yeah.
No, I think that definitely if we don't see, first of all, like maybe I can see us not seeing that because that would be like too obvious of a plot hole. But I can see it, and like if it does happen, it kind of discredits like the planning and like John and Danny, like, and all those people who like made sure that the people were safe in the crypts, like makes them look like real dumbasses. But I can definitely see that happening. It probably will happen, honestly.
There was a lot of stuff that I was seeing, and I don't know if I agree with this, but this is what I want to happen. It's pretty much like guaranteed that the crypts will open. Based on like that teaser we saw where Jon and Sansa and Arya were all down there, and then the ice was coming in. there was also from the books there was um they talk about how the crypts do open up, but they don't say what happens. They don't say like if the ghosts or the undead or whatever fight for Jon or for the Starks, or if they fight against them. People seem to think that there could be some sort of like weird old magic that would prevent them from being from like following what the Night King says.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, which would be pretty dope.
If the Starks like bloodline has them impervious to
Being risen.
or even like fighting for the Night King, that would be cool.
Yeah.
What a
Could you
cool
imagine
concept.
like Ned Stark
awesome.
coming back in ghost form and just fucking up White Walkers?
Yeah, that would be sick. I would be totally down for that. But also, do you think if they did do that, do you think they recasted Sheen Bean, or do you think they just like
It's probably
made
just
someone-
CGI.
Yeah, CGI or just like good makeup. Because
Imagine how insane it would be if they had Sheen Bean just like come out of nowhere in the middle of an episode with no announcement.
but he also doesn't
Yeah.
have a head, so it's like it would be a
Yeah.
headless Sheen Bean.
I feel like he'd be. Honestly, I don't know if he can be risen because isn't like to kill just a standard white, you just have to like destroy their head. I thought.
I think you just have to like smash them.
Yeah,
I think-
like
Well, like, I don't think so because like in last season's finale, like the arm got severed and the arm is still like,
oh yeah, that's true.
and that arm didn't have a head, so
True.
maybe it's just like fire that kills them, or
Okay, so I've speed read most of this article. So basically, the song is about it is a song sung by a woods witch, which is a witch that was connected to the God's Woods,
okay,
all the way back like around the First Men. Either a dwarf or one of the children of the forest, but at this point in time, they weren't really known for that. They were like just like around the forest, whatever. So Jenny was not that witch. She brought one with her to court because of an issue, because of this like weird betrothal she had with an old Baratheon that went awry. And so for some reason, I don't know, it doesn't really say why she had this witch sing this song, but she had this witch sing this song in court. And this article is claiming that it is connected to the prince who was promised because at least this witch was connected to the prince. She was the one who prophesied the prince who was promised that they would come from the line of Prince Aerys and Princess Rhaella. And let's see.
interesting. Could have Doug Matthews get on the case and see what he can uncover.
I think it was basically just like it is basically just like a random song that's like people requested at one point earlier in the show, and it's just about like the events that transpired with this witch because Jenny is the song, right?
Yeah.
So Jenny is the woman who was married to a Baratheon, and then they like got it annulled or whatever. There's an issue, like the same sort of shit that like kicked this whole thing off, you know.
Yeah.
But it was just a song that the witch sang. It's kind of cool.
Neato.
Neato burrito, my dude.
All right, we're hitting about an hour. Do you guys want to have any last thoughts on the episode? What you guys expect from next episode?
I'm excited to see what sort of capabilities Bran has that we don't know about,
Yeah,
including his PP.
yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I definitely think this next episode is gonna have. I think it's one of the longest episodes. It's gonna have a lot
That is
of
the longest episode, yeah.
deaths. One big icy fighty boy.
Which death do you are you least slash most looking forward to? Or like which do you think will definitely happen?
Death will definitely happen. Grey Worm's definitely dying. I have no doubt about that.
I have Grey Worm living, but I can definitely see him dying too. I know, bold.
Yeah. See, Grey Worm deserves a warrior's death though. Like Grey Worm, like isn't like the classic trope. Like it would be wrong for him to like grow old and die.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially like after talking about what he wants to do afterwards with Missandei. That's kind of like a good kind of seed to plant to punch the person in the gut, you know. Punch the watcher in the gut. Oh, I forgot to mention, hold on. We have one more special report. One more from our boy.
As he's in the middle of putting his jacket on, he switches the screen.
Well, hello there. This is Doug Matthews coming at you live from the Skagos Post. We got a special report saying that it is confirmed that the Northerners are racist. The Northerners are very racist. Missandei came and talked to two little girls, super innocent. Those little girls walked away like they didn't want anything of the colored lady. Now, I like to say that I am very appalled by these new findings, and I just want to say that I wish that, you know, they need a social worker. That's what they need. They need someone come in there and tell them that's not right. Well, that's it for me, Doug Matthews, coming at you live once again from Skagos Island.
Thank you, Doug Matthews. It's always a pleasure.
Real big bomb he just dropped there. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. The Northerners have always, they just don't like outsiders, you know? And
Yeah.
I don't understand how Tyler called that like a week ago, where he was like, "Oh, by the way, this is the first two black people ever. They're probably pretty racist there." And then the next episode, they're like really fucking racist.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm pretty sure Tyler just reads literally every piece of literature ever written on the internet, and he's like, these 10 million different data points are the ones that most correlate together. This has to be the case.
You're not wrong. That's seriously, I spent most of my day to day just on Game of Thrones subreddits.
Yeah.
So
imagine if you just instead watched the show like everyone else. Extra hours you have in your day.
There's a reason why he's leading this, though.
True.
Yeah.
It's like he probably wouldn't have choked when we asked him to rank the top 5 hottest dudes. Like,
hey, Tyler,
now. I will
rank
do it
the
right
top
now.
5 hottest dudes in Westeros.
5. I'll go with my boy Bobby B. Okay, you guys might be like, yo, he's fat, but also like young Bobby B. He beat Rhaegar Targaryen. He was probably a monster of a man. And you see portraits of him.
Oh, Viserys.
I would not say Viserys.
no.
Number
He's
4,
such a bitch boy.
Number 4, giving it to Jon Stark / Aegon Targaryen. Number 3, giving it to Robb Stark. Number 2,
Stark's coming in.
Number 2, you guys might hate this one. Giving it to our boy Littlefinger. No, his name is Littlefinger, but I bet he doesn't have a little finger.
You really think Littlefinger was hot?
Dude, he had a pretty good jawline.
Are you?
You can debate
Do you
this.
need to? Are you special needs right now? Like, are you? I'm not saying he's definitely not ugly, but like over a lot of other characters, no.
I disagree.
What's your number 1? And if you don't say Renly, we're not friends anymore.
He's a silver fox, dude.
No.
Yeah. I think so. And then number 1, Ramsay Bolton.
No.
Ramsay
fucking
Stark.
All of
Renly.
yours those are so weird. Okay, if you're after a silver fox, there's better silver foxes. Jamie's basically a silver fox at this point.
Yeah, well, Jamie.
There's
Jamie's too obvious.
also fucking Jorah. Are you kidding me?
Fuck yeah.
I wanted to see Jorah's cock
Jorah's
since the
got
first-
all that Jorah bacon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of rules him out.
Okay. I'm hearing.
I
your
applaud
guys'
you for making a list. That's honestly
I was gonna say better than some people.
really
I
good
made
job.
a list.
Not killing.
I checked it twice.
I will swap out. I will definitely swap. I'm keeping Bobby B in there. Swapping
Okay.
out Littlefinger for Jamie. Swapping out Ramsay for Jorah. You're right. I somehow forgot about Jorah. Jorah
You kind of
is
like
definitely-
dads, don't you?
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's just like
You
how
really like dads. Like they're hot dads. They're like they're fit, or whatever, but they're all old.
I think I'm just like more seeing like how I want to look when I'm old.
That's your criteria.
I'm gonna force the transition to the end here. So.